The Town of Delafield Board of Supervisors meeting for Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. If you'd all rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Green, a roll call.
Present.
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 Present. Considering there's no one in the audience, however, citizen comments would be welcomed if someone was in the audience. Approval of the minutes of September 13th, 2022.
Motion to approve the minutes from September 13th, 2022.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of September 13th, 2022. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Report on vouchers submitted for payment. There are no amendments to sub-accounts or the 2022 budget, so we're talking vouchers for accounts payable and payroll.
I'd like to make a motion to approve payments of checks 66037 and 66039 through 66060 in the amount of $159,054.36. And for payroll, a motion to approve the payroll is dated September 30th, 2022, in the amount of $14,722.46.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the payments for accounts payable and payroll as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Communications. I don't think there's anything.
We touched on this a little bit in the budget meeting, but I just do want to share, and I won't read the email outright, but it was an email from Andrea Newman Wolfong from the Department of Revenue. We had asked about the 2% CPI and whether we can use reserve funds in order to help fund a budget for the Lake Country Fire. And essentially the answer was no, that we were limited to the 2% plus CPI as either an increase in the levy or that we can use our surplus or our general funds to fund that 2% plus CPI and take a reduction in our levy, allowable levy limit. So that's all I have.
All right.
Okay, moving on to item 8, discussion and possible action on the code enforcement options for the property located at N13 W28907 Silvernail Road.
Real quick update, I contacted the contractor today. They do have dumpsters on the site. He tried to get an excavating machine on Saturday, but wasn't able to do so, but does have one available that will be on site on Friday. And he said the home will be taken down on Saturday. So that's
This upcoming Saturday?
this Saturday, yeah.
I saw the dumpsters on there, and I thought it was good progress.
It is progress. Progress is progress.
They're there.
Yep.
Okay. New business, discussion and possible action on a temporary Class B beer and wine license to St. Anthony on the Lake School Committee for the
Monticelli.
Monticelli Madness.
Madness event on November 12th.
This is an event they have the past 3 years I've been here, and this is the same event, Monticelli Madness, taken on by St. Anthony's Lake School Committee, and I don't have any issues or concerns. I recommend approval.
I will motion to approve a temporary Class B beer and wine license for St. Anthony's on the Lake School Committee for the Monticelli Madness event on November 12th, 2022.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the temporary Class B beer and wine license for St. Anthony on the Lake School Committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Discussion possible action on a service agreement with Waukesha County for the 2022 tax collection.
Sure. So this is the county's collecting all of our taxes this year. If you have not heard, I believe I've notified everyone, but Waukesha State Bank and a lot of the banks are just getting rid of that tax collection piece. So the increase per parcel has increased from the county based on that. They always have a lockbox price, and if you don't have a lockbox, then they have their own billing rate. So that rate is $2.30 per, and that is in the budget that we just reviewed. The positive to Waukesha County collecting the taxes, which I've mentioned to a few of you, is that money, we can decide where it goes, and we can send it directly to our LGIP account, which right now is collecting around 2.2% interest and may continue to raise that rate higher if interest rates continue to increase. So we could see a net of a net revenue, a pretty substantial one, depending on how we manage those funds. So.
Yeah, and a big advantage is also it frees up a lot of time from the staff.
It does. We basically can just make two transfers from our LGIP account to our Waukesha State Bank account to make those payments to the school districts, and that's that. So we don't
People aren't coming in all day and
Yeah, well, we haven't collected taxes in a few years, but it does help us with just the bookkeeping side of things too. I don't have to reconcile every day of Waukesha County or Waukesha State Bank collections. So
That's great. A motion to approve the service agreement with Waukesha County for 2022 tax collection.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the service agreement with Waukesha County for the 2022 tax collection. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Dan, when would you like to post something like that on the website? So
probably right now since it's approved. So we do have something on the door, but I was just kind of waiting for this moment. I believe there is something on the website under tax collection. We have a notice on there, but we'll start really pushing it now. So
let people know. Item 9C, discussion possible action on a scope of services and agreement letter for the 2022 audit performed by Rochoff and Jensen, SC. They've been our accountants forever. This is Howard.
And nothing changed on this one, right?
no, cost is the same. The only change is there's a new accounting law that requires a little bit more for leased properties, and we do have one leased property, but he said based on the fact that we only have one, he doesn't see a change in the contract number. So
I can tell you Howard came to the Lake Country Fire Board because he does their audit as well and said that next year would be his last year. He agreed to one more year. So to the extent that Howard is who we prefer, he may be informing us this is his last year. So we
Oh,
should.
that just
yeah,
goes to him.
yeah, it just goes to me. He did inform us, I remember at our last audit, I believe, or it was last budget cycle, that he would only be around for a couple more years. So, but we do work with Rotroff with Rotroff, Mike Rotroff, and he's hopefully can fill that spot. And if not, we'll shop around.
Great.
Yeah, we'll bring the man in or woman in who's going to replace Howard. Everybody get to know him and talk to him. And if we're not comfortable with him, we'll do a bid request.
I will motion to approve the scope of services and agreement letter for the 2022 audit performed by Rotoff and Jensen.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the 2022 audit agreement for scope of services with Rotoff and Jensen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Discussion and possible action on a revised liquor license transfer agreement with the City of Delafield for the transfer of Reserve B license for Las Pazas LLC DBA Contendo. Now, we approved this 6 weeks ago, thinking we had an agreement, and we learned that our draft was not approved by the town manager or the city manager for Delafield, so he sent it to their attorney, who took some time and discussion and negotiation to change it to the few changes that she's proposed now. It's basically the same thing. Not quite.
Basically,
Well, they're not going to pay us, we're not going to get our money back if Contento goes out of business. But that's all right. I don't expect them to go out of business.
yeah. So the main update is we initially said if Contento goes out of business for a period, and there's the liquor license says for a period of 12 months, then we get that liquor license back. We don't give them any money back. The city didn't agree to that. Their attorney drafted a few changes. We drafted a few changes, and we came to this. Basically, it still says the license is being issued to Contento, to the city. But if for some reason down the road this business does go out of business, the city does retain that reserve license. We don't need it back. We have 8 regular licenses. This brings us to 3 reserve licenses. I don't see us having a influx of restaurants or bars coming into the town, so.
I will motion to approve the revised liquor license transfer agreement with the city of Delafield for the transfer of a reserve Class B license for Contento, with the red line changes included.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the red line version of the liquor license transfer agreement with the city of Delafield for the transfer of a reserve Class B liquor license. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Discussion and possible action on the 2022 trick-or-treat hours for the town of Delafield.
The big debate.
Well, we've done
We've done
Halloween Day for the past at least 5 years, if not
Yeah.
longer.
So I think we should do, in fact, I would like to
What
do
day is
an
it this
ordinance
week,
that
this
said
year?
Halloween with
a Monday.
parental supervision.
It's a Monday?
Yeah.
Monday.
Why not Sunday?
Oh, no.
No.
Because it's a holy day. It's a holy day.
Situation, Steve, because if we do it Sunday, we're gonna get emails saying we should have done
I
it
don't
on
want-
Monday.
Oh,
I sweat over the fire department. I'm
And the-
not sweating over this.
The city does theirs
Tell me
on
what to do.
Saturday, so,
Right.
but I don't,
Leave it on Halloween.
I think it is easier just to say Halloween and.
Halloween's
I mean,
Halloween. Make it Halloween.
Motion to set the official Town of Delafield trick-or-treat hours for 2022 from 4 to 7 PM on Halloween, 10/31 Monday.
Just a quick question, was, 4 to 7 was what was done in the past, correct?
Yeah.
We did 4 to 8 last year, and we got a lot of complaints about why are trick-or-treaters coming to my door past 7 PM, so yeah. We get complaints about everything.
tell ya.
I know. Can't win, can't lose, you can't win.
What are we gonna do? Cite them if they're come at 7:15?
Well, hey, we got that new fancy police department. We can.
That's the next year.
4 to 7, I agree with
4 to
that.
7, all right.
Get a second? I have a motion and a second to approve the 2022 trick-or-treat hours for the town of Delafield as of the day of Halloween, October 31st, and the time between 4 PM and 7 PM. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Announcements and planning items. Plan Commission is October 4th. That's a public hearing. So I would strongly, we need at least one, but I would strongly encourage everybody to come. That's the Thomas Farm public hearing. And the proposed ordinance has been published on the website, and we notified the community leaders in the community that it had been published at the same time. Town Board, Tuesday, October 11th. That's a critical meeting also. I'm assuming that if something passes the Plan Commission on Tuesday, October 4th, it will be before the board on October 11th. So that's a critical meeting, I believe, for everybody to attend. And then Town Board on Tuesday, October 25th. Right now, I have a conflict, and well, I'll just have a conflict.
The 25th, you have a conflict?
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine for the 25th. So
Okay.
if you're worried about quorum.
And then a Plan Commission is on Tuesday, November 1st at 6:30.
And we have that Lake Patrol meeting on Thursday, October 6th.
Correct.
And you're definitely going to be there. Then Dan, I would like to put on the next board meeting, Supervisor Wolfley to give us an update as to that,
Sure.
what happens.
I plan on going
Is there
there, too.
big happenings at this upcoming meeting?
It's the review of their budget.
I got you.
So we generally have.
It impacts our budget, is what you're.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, there's no anticipation of change, but assuming nothing changes between now and then, that should stay the same.
And there is a general lake committee too, and Ron, I think you got those emails about the concerns about the water levels and things like that, but that's a separate committee, and we may.
When is that meeting?
I don't think it's set yet,
Okay.
so we'll have to work with them on getting a representative there, and assuming
Yes.
one of the lake people.
At the meeting, when they discussed their budget, Ed, you correct me, but I believe every 5 years they buy a new boat because the government, the way it works is
Yeah, DNR gives them funds.
Yeah, it's
and
on a schedule, and right now, I mean, it's right now they just replaced the engine on one of them because that crapped out, but that was I'd have to check the notes because this was from our meeting in spring, but I believe all of that was compensated by the DNR. So all, like the cost of that was,
Yeah, but the new boat is, we lend them money and the DNR reimburses
yeah.
us, but we still have an upfront cost for it. I'm just trying to figure out, is that going to take place in '24, '25?
It's not this coming year.
Oh, I know it's not next year.
Yeah, so, okay,
23.
but I'll be sure
Yeah.
to start, talk with Sergeant Tolmeyer about that on the timing of those.
And they also save money in their reserves too for those expenditures too. So I'd be curious to see what their reserve funds are right now.
Yeah, the only thing that they're talking about doing right now is, we have two about 20-year-old four-wheelers. And those are to be sold and, picking up a side-by-side just to continue lake patrol in the winter on the ice, and have a little more versatility with that vehicle as opposed to the two 20-year-old four-wheelers.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? We are adjourned. Nice job, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everyone. No.